Lucky number 7. Today we are reviewing Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites by Kosen. This happens to be Kosen's first song, which is a cover of another song, Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites by Skrillex. The original version of Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites has some positives, like the two main melodies and the singing that happens at the very end. However, this is where the positives end, because this song faces an issue that so many dubstep songs during the early 2010s faced. And I feel like a lot of dubstep songs during this era faced this issue because of Skrillex probably single-handedly ruining the genre as a whole, which made it lose popularity within a few years of its rise. There was such a weird, samey, and formulaic nature to dubstep during this time. I was obsessed with it back then because dubstep sounded epic and awesome. Dubstep during this time was the equivalent of having hype moments and aura without really any substance or emotional weight to it. It is just there to be cool for whatever reason. The formula of dubstep during this time was to have a main melody, sometimes two, like Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. Then you would have a rise in the song. Then it would have the iconic dubstep drop, where the song sounds completely incomprehensible and ridiculous. The song practically goes off key, sometimes off tempo. The song starts sounding loud and blaring in the pursuit of sounding epic and awesome and hyper. The only thing that's really mattered in dubstep was the cool factor during this time. And I realized this flaw of dubstep after I stopped listening to the genre as a whole. Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites faced this issue big time. The song was basically wasted potential when I came back to it because you have amazing melodies in the song along with beautiful singing at the very end. But you have these ridiculous drops and these futuristic noises for whatever reason that basically sound so uncharacteristic of the song. You have this melody that sounds super majestic, but Skrillex forced it to sound futuristic, loud, blaring, and epic for whatever reason. It sounded feigned and forced. Then the dubstep drops just completely ruined it. The dubstep drops were such a massive problem for me in Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites that I tried to find versions of it without the dubstep drops. And I did end up finding that on YouTube. I listened to it, did like it better than the original version of it. However, it exposed a completely different problem to me. Because you take away dubstep drops, the song loses so many dynamics because you just have these two main melodies and the singing going on, and now it sounds like it barely has anything to it because the dubstep drops are the main star of the show. Nothing else really matters. The main melodies were really not improved upon in this regard. Now I feel like this is where Kosen comes in because he basically only took two main melodies of Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites for this cover. Everything else was completely refitted. The song no longer sounded futuristic and forcefully epic. It sounded so majestic and beautiful. I feel like Kosen really zeroed in on the beautiful and majestic nature of these two melodies. The song starts off with this rather different melody compared to the original version of Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. Something that already is adding dynamics to the song. You end up hearing these low quality voices in the background. I think Kosen sampled them from somewhere, not sure where. I cannot even make out what these voices are saying. It sounds like they are speaking in Japanese, and these voices reappear when the song mellows out after the first intensification. Intensification even a word? As the song is slowly intensifying, the main melody comes in, and it sounds so majestic and amazing. The song kicks in fully, and it sounds so amazing. If you visualize this song, it sounds like a sunset or a dawn sky with storm clouds in the air, and you are just in the clouds. You can see the sky above, but you are just touching the clouds. You see the sun in the background setting or rising, and the storms are going crazy. The rain is going crazy. Everything is gray, but it's also amber in a way. The song mellows out and starts playing its main melody. What I also really like is that the two melodies of Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites from the original, Kosen took them and basically made them play so well together. They sounded like they belonged with one another. The second melody has a little bit of spice in it as well. Kosen added his own flair. The song mellows out, and then another melody comes in when the song is intensifying again, and it is just this guitar playing very long notes just to sound ambient, resonant. Then the main melody kicks in, and the second melody kicks in, while these long guitar notes are playing in the background to maintain the ambiance. And the two main melodies are playing together, and they work so well. And it is so epic in such a natural way. Nothing in this song feels forced, in my opinion. Then the song mellows out at the very end while the main melody is playing. Then you hear this droning at the very end, then the song clips out, and that is it. Overall, Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites by Kosen is taking the wasted potential of the original version and making something so amazing out of it. This is the true nature of this song. Only gripe I have with Kosen's version of the song is that it does not have singing in it like the original version. I was hoping he would include that singing at the very end of the song, but in my opinion, this song is practically near perfect. I give Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites by Kosen 91%. The song was definitely a great start to Kosen's music career. I am glad to be a new fan of his. I hope he ends up seeing this video. If you watched this video to the very end, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it. I apologize if this track review was rather long compared to the rest of the track reviews I have done in the past. I just needed to rant about something in this. Anyway, I am the old one, and I am logging out. Stay alive.